Hello, students. Good afternoon. You're welcome to another English class today. Well, I'd like to say well done to you all on the successful completion of the Unit 3. I hope you've been able to do your project and you've been able to do it excellently well. Kudos to those of you that were able to do it and were able to produce a very good work. Today we are starting with Unit 4. And Unit 4 is titled The Land of Adventure. I know that we love adventures. Adventures are very exciting and good to go on. Have you ever been on an adventure? Maybe an outdoor adventure. You've gone hiking, you've gone swimming, you've explored an island before. Adventures are great. Either ways, it is good to have some spice in our life, and what better way to put some spice into our lives than to have a good adventure? Well, if you're interested in adventure, maybe the work we'll do today, you might be really interested in it because we are going to be talking about a place that is so good for adventure seekers. Now, let me not bore you with too much talk. Let's go to our class warm up, lesson warm up. So, as you all know, we've just finished the unit 3, which is about clothing and accessories. So, in line with that, I'm giving you 3 minutes to write three items on the school uniform and three items on the sport clothing. You know, when I say items, I mean uniform items and I mean uh, sport clothing item of cloth that you wear as part of your uniform, and three part of your sports, part of your sports item also. In fact, the pictures here should give you clues to what you need to do. So take 3 minutes and write that out. Okay, now we move on to what we need to do today. I hope by doing the warm-up activities, you've been able to refresh your mind about, clothing and accessories. That was a really good unit that we've done. Okay, today we are going to be doing some course book activities, which includes some discussions, reading, and some vocabulary work. So let's dive straight right in. Like I was saying at the beginning, today we are going to be exploring a land called New Zealand. How many of you are conversant with this flag? Can you tell me which country's flag this is? Of course, I let the cat out of the bag before. This is the flag of New Zealand. And it is the land that we want to explore today, that we want to talk about, that we will discuss about. The land of adventure, New Zealand. So, as an introduction into this, study, hmm can you tell where New Zealand is? Where is New Zealand, and what do you know about it? Let's get some introduction from ourselves. Where is New Zealand? Has anyone been to New Zealand in this class before, or have you ever heard of New Zealand? Where is New Zealand, and what do you think about it? Let's have that discussion. Okay, let's take 2 minutes. Yes, let's have some um, answers from you. Where's New Zealand? Okay, so as you can see from here, this shows the map of New Zealand. This shows the map of New Zealand, and as you can see, these are from what you can see here, this is New Zealand. And from this picture, what can you tell about New Zealand? It is surrounded by this blue color. This blue color isn't just a blue color, it signifies something. Okay? Of course, New Zealand is an island that is found in the Pacific Ocean. Is an island that is found in the Pacific Ocean. So all this blue space you see here is the South Pacific Ocean, and these two islands, or this island here that you see, is the place we call New Zealand. Now, what do you know about New Zealand? What can you tell about New Zealand? Of course, also this face here gives us a clue. This face here gives us a clue. New Zealand is a island, first of all. It is very rich in, it has good, rich culture. The people of New Zealand, what I know about them basically is, the movies that I've watched, and TV documentaries that I have watched. They have nice tattoos all over their body, sometimes up to their faces, their arms, their chest, and everything. And those tattoos is part of their culture. They're not just doing it for beauty and for fashion, it is part of their culture. They have the most amazing tattoos that I have seen. And the tattoos are locally made with their local materials. They don't go to tattoo shops to get them. You see? So it's part of their culture and it's part of what they do. So this answers our first question: where's New Zealand? And what do you know about New Zealand? I just know about their tattoos, amazing place. So let's go to the reading. Yeah, I've just finished talking about the tattoos. Can you see? This is a man from New Zealand. Look at this amazing facial tattoo. And these are New Zealand men. So, a little history about New Zealand, a little insight into New Zealand. Did you know the Maoris were living in New Zealand before the Europeans arrived in the 17th century? The Maori name for their country was Aotearoa. Aotearoa. Wow, this definitely is not an English word, meaning land of the long white cloud. So the word Aotearoa means the land of the long white cloud, and this is their language, of course. Okay, so we need to read this carefully so that you know about New Zealand. Okay, so I'm going to start again, and I urge you to read with me. The Maoris were living in New Zealand before the Europeans arrived in the 17th century. The Maori name for their country was Aotearoa, meaning land of the white or land of the long white cloud. But the Europeans called it New Zealand. You see? So the name of the country initially wasn't New Zealand. It was explorers, Europeans that went there that actually gave it the name New Zealand. So, has your country always had the same name? In the history of Kyrgyzstan, has it always been called Kyrgyzstan, or some people called it that? For the New Zealand, for people of New Zealand, it has not always been New Zealand. It has a name, Aotearoa. That was the name it was called before, which means the land of the long white cloud. Okay, this is exciting. All right, so to the first thing that we'll do to our reading, we're going to do reading, and you know how reading is. We read, then we answer questions afterwards. So I want you from now on, from this moment, to become attentive, to read carefully, understand what you read because you are going to answer questions. Okay? Now, reading exercise one. Read the information about outdoor activities in New Zealand. Is the information mainly about the North Island or the South Island? How are the two islands different? Now, these are the first questions that you will answer. So have this question at the back of your mind. Is the information mainly about the North Island or the South Island? How are the two islands different? Okay. Remember when I showed you the map here, look at the map of New Zealand here. This is the North Island and this is the Southern Island. You can see it has a little place here where the land border where the south and the north met, where they join. Okay, so this is the South Island and this is the North Island. Both places make up New Zealand. So back to what we are going to read. So we start. New Zealand has it all. This is the title of the these non-fiction texts that we're going to read. New Zealand has it all. From trekking to skydiving, New Zealand has it all. 70% of New Zealanders live on the North Island, but the South Island is full of places to explore. Now, do you see? Are you seeing the differences now between the North and the South? Yeah? So you should record that down somewhere. 70% of New Zealanders live on the North Island, but the South Island is full of places to explore. Okay, so let me zoom into this a little bit so that we can read together. New Zealand's activities. Okay, let's go. Start Start in Queenstown, known as the adventure capital of the world because it offers every outdoor pursuit you can think of: snowboarding, bungee jumping, paragliding, zorbing, and more. Northeast of the city is Lake Wanaka, where all sorts of activities are on the offer: walking, trekking, mountain biking, fishing, sailing, kayaking, water skiing, whitewater rafting, skydiving, canoeing, canyoning, and so on and so forth. Wow. Okay, so here's a picture that shows the activity called canyoning. Canyoning. Wow, I think it has to be like jumping into a canyon or something. Of course, there should be water down there. This is so fun. I think it is going to be fun because this is extreme sport. You can see the person canyoning here wearing we just finished clothing, and what do we call this? He's wearing a helmet. He's wearing a head protector. So again, here is the map showing the North Island and the South Island. And here, Lake Wanaka is mentioned, and you can see where Lake Wanaka is here. This is where Lake Wanaka is. This is Queenstown. This is Wellington. And this is Okoroa Harbor. Okay? Sneak peek into the map of New Zealand. So these are pictures showing some of the activities. This is zorbing. Zorbing is rolling in this large soft balloon. Okay, so we continue reading. This is a picture of you know one of these activities that we've read about here also. Okay, we'll continue reading. Of course you have your book, so you can read from your book also. Have you ever swum with dolphins? No? Well, make your way to Akuroa Harbor, where you can swim with the world's smallest dolphins. At the end of the day, explore the Te Anau glowworm caves, where you will see underground waterfalls and more. Then In a small boat, you will visit a dark area of the caves where thousands of glowworms live and light up the space. Safety first. Your safety is our business. All activities are organized by qualified instructors. For some activities, children must be accompanied by an adult. So, even with all this having fun, safety is involved. Well, this is actually sounds really exciting. So, let me make the picture smaller so we can see everything in its entirety. So, this is it. Mhm. Remember what we are looking for to see the activities that we can do and the difference between the North Island and the South Island. Okay? All right. So we continue. Okay, so from here, remember you answered these questions. From this that you've read and this information, you answered Uh, these questions right here. You've read the information about outdoor activities in New Zealand. We've done that. Now, these are the questions you will answer. Is the information mainly about the North Island or the South Island? This is the first question. And secondly, how are the two islands different? Okay, I'm sure by now you've known the answers to those questions. Okay, so now we'll go to vocabulary. We'll go to vocabulary. Um, Skydiving without a parachute. This must be really scary and fun for the daredevils that would like to try it. Of course, this is like mountain climbing. Okay, so from the text again, find all the outdoor pursuits in the text in exercise 1. Find all the outdoor pursuits in the text in exercise 1. What does this mean? You should write out the names of all the outdoor activities that is mentioned in the text. Okay? Then 2, list them under 3 headings: land, air, water. So what I need you to do right now is draw a table having 3 headings, not in rows like this, but in columns, like land, air, water, and all these activities that was mentioned in the text. Write the ones that happen on land, write the ones that happen in the air, and write the ones that happen in water. However, some can go under more than one heading. No problem. Write them in 2 or 3 headings if they belong in all the categories. Okay? I hope you understand my instruction and it is clear. Then next activity. Now in groups or in pairs, basically in pairs, just get someone, your pair, a person that you like to work with in the class, and do these activities together. It's basic, okay? These are some of the activities that have been mentioned in the text. Now, what you need to do is to figure out the names of these activities. The first word and the last word, the first letter and the last letter in the word have been given so that you can have a clue, and the picture is there also to give you a clue of the name. So the first one starts with a T and finish and ends in a G, and with the lines that you have and the picture, it is trekking. So what is the word here? What is the word here? And what is the word here using the picture reference or the picture clue also. So I think a minute is enough for this because you should be able to figure it out even with the picture and the words and the fact that you are putting heads together to do this. Okay, now we move on. Okay, now we are going to do a little bit of use of English now. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of use of English and grammar. So here we go. Complete these sentences with the past participle of the verb in brackets. You can look at the grammar reference section to help you, then answer them. So in your book you have this is a grammar reference. In the grammar reference you have the past simple and the past participle of the infinite form of verbs. So you have the infinite form of verbs here in the first column, and in the second column you have the past simple, and in the third column you have the past participle, and you've got many verb words here for you to check. Okay. All right, so these will give you the clues in case you cannot do this on your own. So you have to complete these sentences and write the answers for them. The example is the first one. Have you ever, the word swim is in the bracket, with dolphins? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. It depends on your experience. If you have before, yes, I have. If you haven't before, no, I haven't. But the key part is that you write the past participle of the verb in bracket in the space provided. So the word swim in this sentence now becomes swam. Have you ever swum with dolphins? Yes, I have. Or no, I haven't. So it is your duty to complete right now these sentences by writing the correct form of the verb in the bracket in this space and answer the question. So complete these sentences with the past participle of the verb in brackets. You can look at the grammar reference section to help you then answer them. Okay, these are 9 questions. You have, let's say, 4 minutes to do them. So approximately 30 seconds for each, which I think is okay. You put the answers in the first past participle in the first space and answer to the question in the second place. Okay, take 4 minutes to do that. Okay, all right. So this activity is the last activity for the lesson actually. So it should be interesting, the answers that you give to this, and make those answers true. Okay, answer them truthfully, answer them according to your experiences. Okay, so have you ever dash a horse? The verb word is ride. So what is the past participle? And if you have before, you answer yes, I have. If you haven't before, you say no, I haven't. Be truthful in your answer. Okay? All right. So this is the last task for today. I hope you enjoyed like learning some information about New Zealand. I have learned some stuff about New Zealand also. I hope you did learn too. So do this work and yeah, send them as usual. And tomorrow we shall see again and have another class. Okay.